My husband GF is moving in with us, but there is something off about her. Hi everyone. So my husband 33 male and I 34 female have been together for 12 years and married for 7. We also have a kid who is 2. My husband has been open about the fact that some of his previous relationships were poly, and we have always been open to general ethical non-monogamy. For example, we used to go to intimacy parties together, and other examples. Fast forward to about 6 months ago when a friend of his came to the end of her marriage and quite urgently needed somewhere to stay, so we took her in. That was all well and good at first, and they were very close, but so were the 3 of us. There were nights when we all slept in the same bed because she couldn't face sleeping on her own. There were also nights when my husband slept in the bed with her at my suggestion because again she couldn't handle sleeping alone, but I struggled to share a bed with 3 of us just because of space. However, the topic of poly did come up a bit further down the line as a genuine option, and so they started spending every Friday night together, and honestly I was and am genuinely happy with this. This started as a nominally FWB thing but naturally progressed into a relationship. I honestly don't think I have any issue with him seeing her, but the problem I am facing is that they want to live as a 3 forever. Get a bigger house and do this permanently, and I can't tell you why, but I'm really uncomfortable about permanently sharing my space like this. On the other hand, my husband's mental health has always been really bad, but since my meta has lived here and there have been more of us around, it has been a lot better, so I really don't want to take this away from him. Really don't want to. So I have to find some way towards happiness for myself in this. Even though I work from home and they both work out of the house, I never feel like I'm on my own anymore somehow, because wherever I look there are reminders that it's the 3 of us now, so I just feel permanently not at ease in my own home, and I don't know how to get past that. Also, she really wants us to move house so that we can have somewhere bigger, but also so that it doesn't feel like our house that she's then living in, rather than something we share as equals. And I really don't want to transition to having potentially less time with my husband than I do now. At the moment he's in my bed 4 nights a week, in her bed for 2 nights, and then we share the bed one night. All 3 of us, we bought a bigger bed so we could do this. It has to be said I really like my meta a lot of the time, and one of my hopes is that if she and I work on our relationship and get closer, this will get easier for me. But at the moment I'm losing the home I thought I would grow old in, and I am worried I am losing half my husband. I don't know what I am looking for, but I am so worried right now. Update. Cohabiting just got harder and harder, and I was getting less and less of my husband's love, attention, and even compassion. Friend then bought a house and husband was going to live there 2, then 3, then even 5 nights a week. Nothing I said was right anymore. I was the villain, apparently uncompassionate, selfish, a bad communicator, not seeing it from husband's or friend's point of view. Increasingly excluded in my own life. And unsurprisingly, about 6 weeks ago, husband ended our marriage, ostensibly for other reasons about our relationship, but it may surprise you not at all to learn that he is now moving in with friend in the house she has bought, and that I am not now on speaking terms with her at all after some increasingly manipulative behavior from both of them, but especially her. Update 9 months later. So I posted here ages ago about my husband and his GF essentially putting a lot of pressure on me to be poly. It's not enough for you to want it. You have to actually want it, rather than anyway acknowledging that I didn't want it. It was bloody awful. I couldn't do it. It's not who I am, and no matter how I tried to say that they weren't having it. In the end, my husband broke up with me ostensibly not because of me not wanting to be poly, but I mean it absolutely was that. His GF is hugely manipulative and had swung him from being deeply in love with me to completely not and thinking I'm a terrible person within the space of a year. I've got my faults to be sure, but I didn't deserve any of this. I've been doing a lot of work on myself to identify and understand what happened to me and the way they abused and manipulated me. Part of me is also concerned that the GF is also effectively doing the same to my ex, but that's his problem, not mine. I've recently met the GF's monogamous ex, and that's been eye-opening. It feels like she's got a playbook. She's treated her ex badly and did similar to me and debatably to my ex. My ex has also been quite controlling over the years. I'm so much healthier out of this situation, and it's better for me. I'm heartbroken for losing what I thought was a happy marriage and for being so disillusioned about what I thought we had. This has really pulled the wool from my eyes, and it's awful being away from my very small kids half the time. I'm hyper-vigilant about their welfare, and I'm so worried for them, but they seem to be okay. In short, I have to accept that some of you are happy and healthy in good poly relationships, but if that's not your experience, if it's being used by your partner or their partner to have their cake and eat it, if you're not happy, listen to your gut, to your heart, to your friends. Get out. The sooner you escape, the less I hope you might get hurt.